Partners in a crime in a sensational murder case reunited after decades apart.
Erik and Lyle Menendez, who were convicted over 20 years ago in the brutal killings of their parents, they're now in the same federal prison. And ABC's Marcy Gonzalez joins us from LA with more on the two brothers who've managed to keep a close bond after all these years. Good morning, Marcy.
Good morning, Paula and Dan. That's right. They weren't allowed to talk to each other on the phone, so they communicated through each other's wives. They wrote letters, even played chess by sending their moves back and forth through the mail. And now, after applying to be in the same prison multiple times over the years, that request was finally approved. This morning, the Menendez brothers back under the same roof, reunited in this Southern California prison for the first time in nearly 22 years.
Lyle burst into tears. And Erik burst into tears, and they hugged each other for several minutes. They didn't say anything for a few minutes. They just hugged each other. They were both crying.
Lyle and Erik Menendez convicted of murdering their parents inside the family's Beverly Hills mansion in 1989.
I was just firing. As I went into the room, I just started firing.
Claiming it was an act of desperation after years of sexual abuse by their father. But the prosecution arguing it was a plot to gain their parents' fortune.
Lyle and Erik Menendez have been found guilty of murdering their parents.
The siblings sentenced to life in prison, one of their last times together, their 1996 interview with Barbara Walters.
We will spend the rest of our life in prison. But if we're not put in the same prison, there's a good probability I will never see him again.
But a prison board deciding there was no reason to keep them apart. In February, transferring 50-year-old Lyle to this San Diego correctional facility where 47-year-old Erik has been since 2013. Then moving them into the same housing unit this week. After decades apart, the infamous brothers now able to see each other every day.
The only help you can give them is prayer.
And they are not in the same cell, but they do get to spend time together as they serve those life sentences without the possibility of parole. All of their appeals have been exhausted, though family and friends say they have not given up hope, telling us if more evidence surfaces, they will try to push again for another trial. Dan and Paula.
This story continues to fascinate. Marcy, thank you.